Come through, queen. I wanna see ya. Come through, queen.
Hi, everyone. It's Dan.
And Brendan.
And this is Come Through Queen. Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Dan.
Oh, so we are recording right now, like on BravoCon Eve, essentially.
Yeah, when you're listening to this, I'll probably be at BravoCon.
Brendan's going to be running amok all weekend.
Yep, at the Javits Center.
And I'm going to be, sometimes you need people on the ground, and then you need people in like the news station.
True.
You
like,
know?
honestly, that's honestly true. I was thinking about that, actually, because I'll be like at the panels, like saying hi to the girls, and there'll be announcements being made probably that I won't have my eyes on, and you'll be able to have your eyes on.
So we're covering it on two fronts.
Yeah, this was how we designed it.
Even though we're not known for our live coverage on Twitter, Instagram, anything really.
Yeah.
But you'll hear about it next week on this podcast.
Yeah, I'll post some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. Besides that, Winter House is premiering, but like due to scheduling, it's hard to juggle covering everything since there's a show airing every night. So we'll touch on Winter House next week.
Exactly.
But let's get into the news right now, which it's kind of like a full circle moment for me right now.
Yeah, so almost exactly 2 years to the date of 10/10/20.
10/10/2020.
Yeah, it's 10/10/2020. Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill have announced that they are separating.
I love the use of the new like joint post.
Collaborator post.
Yeah, it's like a nice touch.
Well, it's very interesting because with that tool on Instagram, you can see who the post originally came from.
Oh.
And this is a Mike Hill post that he requested Cynthia collaborate on.
Okay.
So I'm sure they wrote the statement together, but just keep it in mind that it originated on his account.
Okay.
And so he posted a really gorgeous photo of them. They're sitting on a bench, looking wonderful. I love when people post like the photo when they were happy to announce something sad.
Sure.
So the caption is, "Love is a beautiful thing."
I just pictured Sonia Morgan. Love.
Yes. While we both will always have love for one another, we have decided to go our separate ways. No one's to blame, and we are grateful that we remain good friends. We will always cherish the many memories we've shared together as husband and wife.
How 2 years? 2 years?
There's so many memories.
So many memories.
Many of you have been on this journey with us from the very beginning, and we appreciate our family, friends, and beloved fans for your positive support as we move forward and start new chapters. Thank you for your prayers and well wishes, Cynthia and Mike.
Okay.
Want me to go through some of the comments that I find interesting?
Yeah.
So Carson Kressley is the top comment for me.
Oh my God.
Carson writes, and Cynthia and Carson were best friends in the Big Brother house.
So that's a month you got to take out of their marriage.
Exactly.
She was in the house.
So Carson was actually, at that point, her husband, in a way.
Yeah.
And he writes, classy as expected, nothing but good wishes for you both. We've got Marisol in the comments.
Well, she lives in the comments.
Yeah, we've got Garcelle in the comments. Alexia in the comments. Giselle. Kenya. Kenya is a big one.
That's a big one.
Sonia, of course, sending the same comment twice. Vicky in the comments.
Vicky, okay,
Yeah.
okay, like relating on her own, in her
Saying,
own way.
I'm so sorry to hear this. Wishing you both the very best. Sad face. Claudia Jordan's in the comments
Noelle.
twice. Yeah, Noelle's in the comments. All the stars are in the comments.
Okay.
Seagram's Escapes is in the comments. Actually, most importantly.
Wow, the Peach Seagram Loini or whatever it was.
Yeah. So obviously, we're sad to see this happen, but people saw it coming.
Well, I think I heard something before this came out.
Yeah, people were saying she removed Hill
yes.
from... People are watching the Instagram profiles. Like, people are removing Hill. People are adding things.
In a way that I don't even... Like, that's a full-time job in and of itself.
I know. I could only do my minimal best watching who Heather Dubrow's following.
You're famous for that, actually. Yeah. I mean, as someone who was maybe one of the loudest voices against...
The loudest critics, wow.
The loudest voice against 10/10/2020. It's kind of like, You let the wedding get bigger than big.
I know. If you rewind it back, Dan, you really were so mad about 10-10-20.
Well, I mean, I think the funny thing about our podcast is we're usually so like, yeah, whatever, it's cool, like, haha, like that was fun, or like that's bad, and like for this, like this is like maybe one of my most controversial takes.
Well, it's like you and Giselle actually, because remember Giselle walked out,
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, Cynthia and Mike are walking out,
and now Giselle is potentially with Cynthia's ex.
Wow,
We'll
full
get to.
circle. This is a shout out to her ex. Wow. Yeah, so sorry, guys.
I'm actually sorry. And you know what I want to see? I want Cynthia's path. They reference paths. I want Cynthia's path not to go back to Atlanta necessarily. Let's go over to New York with her friend Luann.
Oh.
Her new friend Ramona and all the girls.
Wait, Luann? Either Luann or Sonia posted something of like, Eva, Cynthia, like, are you guys moving to New York?
Oh, who posted that?
It was either Luann or Sonia.
Okay.
I think it was Lou. Because Lou has a Cynthia connection.
Yeah, exactly. They've been friends for a long time.
But also like the rugged friendship.
Exactly. So Cynthia moved to New York. You have ties there, obviously. You went to school there. No, you didn't go to school. You modeled there.
Yeah.
You were in the School of Fashion.
The School of Fashion. The
Yeah.
School of Life.
The School of Life.
Okay, yeah. Wow. So that's that. Let's get into the Real Girlies of Paris.
Let's get into them.
Okay. To me, this was like I said last week that this week was going to be an episode,
And it was.
and I think it really delivered on all fronts. We are waking up as hungover girlies
Hungover girlies in Cannes.
in Cannes. Yes, Bravo Cannes. This is the only Bravo Cannes they're going to. It's clear that like the party continued,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
And we can see later in the episode, like some of these girlies like to party and giggle
Yeah.
and stuff.
And, you know, as an early anti-Margot activist, not that like I love her or want to be friends with her, but like she is now delivering.
For sure. She was let out of her house and went to her other house
Yes.
and is now delivering.
And brought the girlies to the house, walking around like a cigarette dangling out of her mouth at breakfast.
This is the energy you want to see on a show filmed in France. I want to see cigarettes. I'm sorry.
I know, not here in the States. Keep it in France.
Though I do want to see cigarettes in Housewives.
Like Lou like sitting on the floor outside.
Carol and Dorinda in the corner. Lisa
Okay.
Vanderpump.
Okay. So something that's like mundane as a little shopping trip. For me, I was on the edge of my seat.
It wasn't a little shopping trip. This shopping trip actually established who these women are. In like, I'm not even joking. Like we saw more about Anya and her life view in this store.
Oh God.
And it really opened her up as a character to me.
Yeah.
Her with this pink jacket
Yeah.
that she's so in love with in this moment that she's about to do a Sisterhood of the Traveling Jackets
With Aja, yeah.
with money that she doesn't have. And Aja's gonna like at one point like pay more for it
Yeah.
just to have the jacket that matches the outfit she's wearing on that day.
And I bet you there was like another layer that's obviously not shown on the show of her being like, do I have to buy this jacket because I'm filming this show right now?
Exactly. But she should have bought the jacket.
I think she should have bought it with Aja, but I think Aja backed out eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, hey.
But no, not everyone, because the rich girls were like, let's get our... Well,
Yeah.
actually, no, you know what? Like, Victoria's not rich, but like she and Margot were buying like matching outfits or something.
I think Victoria's story is she didn't come from money, but she's made money.
Okay.
I thought that's what they were telling us earlier in the season.
Oh, okay. That makes more... It's hard because I forget how old she is. And then I do think she does have a significant position in this company that she works at.
She's the designer.
Yeah. Right?
That's like one of the biggest positions, I think.
But that's what confuses me because, like, isn't Jenny Rizzuto the designer?
I thought, no, she just decided I want to have this This company that sounds French that's in France.
So I'm going to get Victoria to make the clothes. I'm going to get Yoan to bring the people into the place. Like, what are you doing, Jenny?
Someone has to do
the money,
logistics.
Yeah, the money.
Maybe she is a designer. Maybe she like sets the tone. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, there's like levels of designer. I guess like if you're like mother of that, like Jenny Rizzuto is like mother of the house.
Well, like Diane von Furstenberg isn't designing every wrap dress in that place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But she did the first one. That's what she broke the mold. No, she made the mold.
She changed fashion, I think.
She changed fashion, yeah.
That's what the girls say.
Yeah, of course. And now Victoria's changing fashion at Chloe Collette. Okay. So maybe Victoria did not come for money, but now she's making it. So she and Margot can buy 2 girly sweatpant outfits.
I guess.
Like. Yeah. Okay. I did also. So then we went to lunch.
Chic lunch.
Very chic. And I love the touch of why are we speaking French to order to the man that we know is British?
It's nothing makes sense. This ginger guy.
Yeah. And then one of them was like, "Oh, I'm gonna order a drink with ginger in it to let him know I want to fuck." Like, what? What is this like thinking?
It's like you like going to a bakery and the guy behind the counter is blonde and you order a blondie to let him know you want to fuck.
I'm like, give me the tray of blondies. Okay. So, but like Margot's like excited to announce like, I'm making slip dresses. Girls, I got it.
I think she's changing the game with the slip dresses.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think we had commentary on, it was maybe Anya on Victoria of like, it was very Dorit-esque of this girl won't shut up. Mm-hmm. Like when she tells a story, she just goes on and on and on.
Well, when you come from nothing and now you're the head designer at Chloe Collette, you have a lot to say.
It's much like Beverly Beach.
Yeah.
Chloe Collette.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But then this is where Anya's like talking about how she's living beyond her means.
The conversation between Anya and Margot was some of the best.
Yeah.
The net. And then Margot got so defensive and being like, I'm dealing with this and blah, 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 blah. I mean, Margot does not come off so hot here.
I know. Well, we're at her chateau, and then we've got girls crying about like not being able to afford the jacket on the trip, and it's like it's not a good comparison. But it's like, Anya, please, we don't need the Ritz.
I know, yeah.
And like I've said before, I think I offered it on this show. I know a Ritz on 46th Street in Hell's Kitchen that I'm sure you'll be able to afford.
Yeah, especially like if you do it during the day.
Yeah.
No one's there.
No one's there. We'll even turn the smoke machines off.
Oh my God. No, one time I did have to go to the Ritz during the day to pick up a credit card.
Oh. I had been there once. So the Ritz is this
gay
tragique club. It's like it was fun in our early 20s.
Oh my God. I mean, I loved it.
And it's like 3 floors of like smoke
and mirrors
dance floors where you're all of a sudden making out with a stranger, and then it's caught on their like Facebook page in one of the best group of Facebook albums I've ever seen.
Well, that doesn't still happen anymore. I
know. But then they used to do happy hour and everything inside was like all the smoke machines were turned off, and they have a back patio.
Okay.
And like people would go to happy hour on that back patio, and it's actually like kind of nice-ish.
Well, because it's closed at night, and then like you think it's just like a closed space.
Door, yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Wow. So have the wedding there.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story. Okay. But then we get in the car to go back, and it's like, who hasn't cried yet? And we like find someone. It's like, Emily. The COVID stuff. Like the girls essentially in their interviews being like, is this girl like an anti-masker? Is she a COVID conspiracist theorist?
Her like flying home for her grandpa's funeral with COVID, but like not wearing a mask and then going out and partying after that.
Well, what they were, it sounded like she flew, was partying, and then went to the funeral. Like that's why I'm not adding up either.
I mean, grief is a hard thing. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, and at that time, this was 2021.
Oh yeah, this was like the holidays where it's like, oh, well, we got our vaccines, but like Omicron is like running amok right now.
Oh, when we went to, I remember the last time we hung out was like the Luann show, and then I didn't see anyone until I went home to see family because I was like, I can't get COVID right before Christmas.
Yeah. Oof.
Everyone was running around the city for tests because the lines were so long.
Oh, those were really crazy times. Yeah. So yeah, but then like the counterpoint, Emily's like, no one even asked me like how I'm doing or like my grandfather or anything. So that was fun. Okay, so then we're like back home, and then I don't remember exactly like what happens that night, but then like they break off, and then Victoria gets upset that girls are hanging out after she thought everyone was going to bed.
But it's like, go knock on the door and like be like, hey.
But also, you're upset about that. But then these girls don't know that you're the only one invited to stay an extra day.
Exactly.
So you're upset about being left out, but in fact, everyone else is being left out and you're being brought in.
Do all the girls have their own rooms, or are some of them sharing?
That's what I was wondering about.
The hanging out.
Emily and Aja hanging out. It's like, should they have just like
gone to sleep
and be quiet?
Because I thought they were sharing or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wish this show will get 7 more seasons.
Yeah. We did have like the Johan Victoria resolution. And then we also had Margot doing a little business meeting back in Paris with her business partner, who just seems to be like another friend.
Another Parisian.
Yeah.
I mean,
loving it.
Johan always comes like ready, which I appreciate.
Yeah, scenes. he's ready to film.
He is a student of this.
Yeah, he's like happy to be there.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. Okay. Potomac. Wow.
We're back.
Supersize.
We're back.
And I think something I want to start with is, I like when editors take risks and try new things. But why were we like zooming in on images of spring and making it like a horror movie?
I loved it.
I mean, I know you would as like a fan of the Purge series.
Aren't you someone with like allergies though? Isn't spring a horror show for you?
I'm like allergic to animals and cheese.
Oh, I was thinking of honey. If you talk to our friend
Pollen.
Honey,
yeah.
I was thinking of our friend Honey, but talking about pollen.
Yeah, sure.
But like, spring is a horror show for her, so I'm sure this was relatable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see that, but I don't know if like that was the message they were trying to get across. But the opening of the 4 OGs.
I mean, first the opening of Karen and Giselle walking together. It's like that's what will bring this country together.
That's like there's no more left and right. It's just Karen and Giselle.
And it's like they're just like having the best time, and like Karen's like, I never said that like I hated you. I just said I would get your ass, or I would like eat your ass if like you come for me. And
Karen, the hot box.
And Giselle was like, well, I know my ass tastes good or whatever. I just like to see too. It's the Legends Ball.
It's the Legends Ball. I don't remember. Like, I don't know if we've already like crossed this threshold of have 4 people lasted 7 seasons from the beginning. I don't think so.
No, of course not.
Yeah, I think that might have already been like a milestone we broke last season.
Yeah, we've definitely discussed this, and with Charisse coming back, it adds like something else to the mix.
Well, I mean that's a friend. Let's not get
Yeah, I know,
herself.
but still, she got a photo shoot.
She got a photo shoot, sure, but like Jen Davis got a photo shoot. What does that mean?
Okay, but Charisse got one that they actually published.
Okay. Yeah, so we got that with the Darby reveal.
The Darby reveal, and then
Mia.
Oh, we need to talk about Mia.
We need to talk about Mia, which is interesting because I wonder if at this point Mia was solidified. I almost, like in my brain watching the scene, I thought, oh, are we filming with the 4 OGs because we don't know what we're doing with Candace,
Mm-hmm.
Mia. Because weren't there rumors of Candace maybe not coming back?
Yeah. Do you want to know what I think happened?
What?
You know the OG photo shoot moment that they discuss in that picnic moment?
No.
When they're like, Karen's like, I didn't realize you were trying to choke me, Giselle. And we were talking, we were like, oh my God, the four OGs are all together.
Yes.
I wonder if they were doing like test shoots or something at that point, and this is when it's like a little more solidified. So they're like, we can talk about Mia because like now we know.
Oh, okay, interesting. But wasn't the choking thing in New York or something?
No, I just think it was like in Bethesda or something.
Bethesda. Okay. Sure. Yeah. So the Mia stuff, which we're kind of like ending the episode with, really, and the Ashley stuff.
Well, Uncle Lump.
Ooh, Uncle Lump. I mean, that clip came out. That was the one clip that really came out before the episode aired. So I feel like I've spent a lot of time with that. And I mean, listen to Uncle Lump.
It's like, of all the elders who are glorified in the Housewives world, I feel like this is the year Uncle Lump's really going to get his due. You know?
Sure.
I feel like I'm going to see him at BravoCon 2023.
And he's going to like, they're going to be like lifting him up.
They're going to carry him in on a throne.
Yeah. No, please welcome Uncle Lump. Is Uncle Lump Ashley's mom's brother?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because it's always the three of them together talking.
But then there's like an Uncle Lump wife that looks kind of like related to everyone. I don't know who that woman is.
Did Uncle Lump bring Ashley to see like the dad in a car?
Oh, I hope not.
Or no, that was the other parents. Or the other side. There were other like uncles and aunts early seasons that I think brought Ashley to go see the dad.
Yeah, I think Uncle Lump is smarter than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the other thing though is there's probably a lot going on with Ashley's strategy regarding all of this that she does not want to say on camera.
She wants to get a fucking house out of this in an easy way, paid for.
But the counterpoint is, well, then why are you buying an LLC that is co-owned by Michael?
Because she can also co-own it? Do they get 50-50?
Yeah, but then if she wants to sell it, like everyone needs to agree to sell it.
Right. She's never been smart with these decisions. The only smart decision she made was to get the post up.
Which I think on Watch Robin's Live, she revealed that it's maybe not as good as she thought it was.
So we all came into the season thinking Ashley was finally going to be the champion of her own financial life and get away from Michael and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we're learning, thanks to Uncle Lump, that that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I also think on Watch Robin's Live, she's not in the house yet. She might still be in the condo.
She was definitely reporting live from the condo like recently.
Okay, yeah, I think she's still in
that cruise ship in the sky.
That's bad.
I know.
It's time to get out.
I know. Robin and Charisse have a scene. We're welcoming Charisse back to the scene.
It makes you sick.
Dan, I think you need to rethink your relationship to Charisse because I do think she's going to be fun on this season.
Okay, I know. Listen, I'm partially doing it as like a bit in terms of like that
history.
That is my least favorite housewife. But I'm not really being like one of those people who are like fire her.
No, we need her. I think we didn't think we needed her, but like we're dealing with like her. There was a clip for next week with Katie coming back. Like there's this new woman Jacqueline who I think we're gonna get a lot from.
Wait. I know this is like really jumping ahead because it's a preview for next week, but Wendy saying who are you?
Who are you? Yes.
That's it's giving am I a Nikki fan a run for
as iconic moments go. Yeah, but no, I think we're gonna have some fun with Charisse, and Robin declares her the true grande dame.
Okay, so it was kind of funny though that Charisse required kind of like a cramming session, like before a test.
Oh,
Like,
she needed to know what's going on.
Well, no, the audience needed to know who Charisse was.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were reintroduced to her.
It's been a few years.
Well, also, I think, the way Potomac has grown, people may have joined after the
Later.
Charisse years.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I don't think Adrienne Maloof would need a reintroduction.
Sure. Yeah. But Charisse was kind of the bedrock of Potomac in a lot of ways.
The actual Grande Dame, apparently.
She was. And I think she kind of cast the show.
Oh, like Elisa Barlow.
Like a Jill Zarin, I would say more.
Or is that a neg on Lisa Barlow?
No, but I mean, Jill Zarin is no longer on her show.
Oh, yes.
So it's a more apt comparison.
Okay, you're right.
Nobody's on that show, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, there is no. Everyone is a former housewife. Okay. Yeah, I mean the Robin storyline of do you want to get married? What is going on?
Do you really want to get married? They're married. They got the certificate.
Oh, they did. Well, no. So
or we thought they got married.
okay, so when you get married, you have to get the certificate, and then you have to
sign it.
You have to like do the vows. Like you have to have it officiated.
Yeah. I think they might have done that.
The officiation, and they might have only done the certificate. Because, like, for instance, when Alex and I got married, you couldn't get the fucking certificate in New York City. We had to drive to Long Island to go get a certificate in person in order to, like, actually then go and get married.
Mm-hmm. When I married others, we did the vows, and then they forgot to sign the fucking thing. So the next morning, we're in the fucking hotel lobby. Signing, hungover.
That's iconic. Yeah, I love it. Well, I mean, this is your first rodeo.
True. I hire me.
Yeah, it's like do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. I know this is one in this room who didn't hire me for it.
Oh my God. Okay. Giselle and the daughters. You love the daughters.
We all love the daughters.
I mean, we all love the daughters,
and we all love the daughters' love for Robin.
Oh yeah.
When they FaceTimed and they were like, "Hi, Robin," it's beautiful. And then they'll tell her how it is as far as fashion.
Fashion, yeah.
And they said what we're all thinking. We thought we got the fashions together,
and we did not.
We haven't, though.
Especially the confessional look that the cast has been dragging.
The Cruella de Vil,
the skunky
confessional is growing on me. It's going to go down as iconic.
It's giving Kelly Clarkson chunky blonde first era.
And you know who's really successful?
Kelly
Clarkson.
Yeah. Okay. Points were made then, I guess.
So it's growing on me. I would say it's fashion.
It's fashion. Yeah. I mean, I really don't understand the spring fling kickoff celebration of life taco party.
I understand it perfectly.
Oh, yeah. Actually, now that I've said it, maybe now I understand it.
Like spring fling. What is spring? It's life. It's new life being grown.
It's a celebration. Taco life.
And it's like tacos are good.
Okay, so there's been some conversation about what's in the box. Now, those little mini tacos, it looked to me merely a salsa, a pico de gallo, one might say.
I thought it was like ground meat.
No, I definitely did not think it was ground meat, but I thought it looked like almost like an ahi tuna or something, which would be like
horrible,
scary to unless you're getting it like hand delivered
on ice.
I mean, you could get like a tuna thing like when you get like a spicy tuna roll from the sushi place, you get it delivered.
So it's like that. It's maybe that like a tuna taco and then like just like loose bottles of tequila, like little bottles of tequila.
Wait. I don't know if it was baby Dean or Dylan. Oh, no, probably. What's just that younger baby? The older baby Dean? Dean trying to open up the tequila was a touch iconic. And we learned that Ashley is not drinking anymore.
Yeah.
The Corona Queen.
Though she wanted some tequila at the party because she was cold.
Oh, I missed that.
She was like, I'm really cold. I'm not drinking, but I could go for a shot of tequila.
Yeah. I wonder, like, the Corona, like abstaining from Corona, like kind of like dropping Michael. We're dropping Michael. We're dropping the Coronas.
Yeah. I think it's so tied to him.
Yeah.
Even after he
Like the taste makes her sick.
Right, but even after he moved on himself from being a Corona King, because he was a Corona King in early seasons, but he moved on to like other stuff, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's probably one of those things you have to put to bed.
You got to put it to bed. Okay. I was worried that we were not getting Wendy for like 40, 45 minutes. But
here she is.
It's kind of like saving the best for last.
I could not believe this happened in episode 1.
And then I talk about hating the clip culture, releasing the clips early, putting stuff in trailers, ruining everything. This was a treat for live viewers.
Yes, and they tricked us because word on the street was that Peter Thomas was coming in through Giselle.
Oh yeah, well that was the trailer.
But even like the word on the street before the trailer.
Okay.
But to have him be coming through Wendy as a possible business partner.
Genius,
but it's also like, Wendy, what are you doing?
Then why?
Like, girl, where do you think you're going? Girl.
Why is she trying to do everything?
Why is she doing this business? How are the candles doing?
I think pretty good. I see, and we have a book coming out. When the book came out,
the book was poorly timed. I blame the publishers.
Oh, it came out like the week before.
Like a few weeks before.
Okay.
I blame the publishers. It's not on Wendy.
Sure. Maybe they were given like bad intel.
No, they should have like gotten in with Bravo or something. Where have you seen the candles?
Wendy was sending Anya candles with the book to her friends.
Okay, so
like
she's giving away candles for free.
I know, but I'm saying Anya is still part of the conversation.
Sure, but like, I know I support her, but like, why are we moving on to a bar and restaurant?
You know what? As crazy as it is, I'm loving this entrepreneurial spirit.
Sure, but after all we've seen in Atlanta,
but you know what? Like,
and I don't mean to hate on my favorite housewives, maybe Boo.
If Peter Thomas was truly a flop, these restaurants would not be opening and surviving. And sometimes things need to close in order for
Are they all
to
surviving?
Open. No, but sometimes something's got to close eventually for something else to open.
One door closes, another door opens.
Exactly.
That's usually what people say when they fail.
Yeah, and succeed.
Sure. No, I mean, like, it's just like she didn't even know that. When he was telling us that, like, you won't see a profit for 18 months, I knew that as somebody who's a casual viewer of television.
Sure.
The fact that she didn't know that.
Okay, but she could be.
It's like, Zen Wen, like, read something about restaurants before going into the meeting.
She's got to read about politics in order to give her commentary.
I know, but maybe ask a politician about restaurants.
Wow. Am I a Zen Wen fan? Yeah.
I am too.
I'm pulling up.
I'm a
Sri
huge
Lanka.
fan.
Okay, good. Okay, Mia, we're in a house
in Potomac. And has a circular driveway. Did you notice this is like the thing that everyone wants? Because Giselle mentioned it too.
Okay, no, I did not notice that.
It must be like a status thing in this area.
It's like not quite a portico share.
No, but you're at least in a circle.
You're all you got to do is throw up a little covered awning.
Sure.
And now you have a portico share.
Yeah, that's next to the little White House.
That'll be the next wing. We have the West Wing. It'll be the
East
South wing.
Oh.
Well, if the West Wing's here, the South Wing will have to be.
But that was the thing that she added last year, remember?
Yeah.
It's already there. She didn't put the portico share, so sorry, babes.
I know, but I think like Giselle's thing is kind of like a transformer or a Lego. We just like can just add on.
It's like a Sims house.
Just add another wing like 5 years later.
It actually like is starting to come together more.
It did look a little more visually cohesive.
Yeah.
And I did not see a purple wall.
Yeah. It's starting to look like, you know, those houses in like LA that are in the hills and they like ramble up a little bit.
Sure.
That you see on like Selling Sunset. This is going to be Selling Sunset.
This is Selling
soon.
Sunset, yeah. Oh, my girl Candace.
Our girl.
Which I think the trailer led us to believe things were worse than they are.
Yeah.
I think the trailer was like, you're staying out till 1 a.m. It's like, but then the context of the episode is
your job.
You're staying out till 1 a.m. at your job and it's annoying me.
Which I think is going to be the context of all of the like Ashley stuff and like all of that.
Well, the preview.
Yeah.
They've released, I feel like they've released the second episode already.
We keep on referencing previews.
But with Robin and
Giselle talking about
Robin and Ashley.
Yeah.
Robin's like, he's just like, this is his job, and like we talk to him, and it's not weird.
He's at his job. He's replying like, you and your friends should have come to my business so that you could give it attention and money.
Yeah. So that makes me happy for Candace that it seems like things are okay.
And I think when we saw the trailer, we called bullshit.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like we said when we saw the trailer, there's just so many clips potentially of like Chris flirting with Giselle that they are going to play. I know once we get to those episodes.
Yeah, it's like last season. Every time when the camera zoomed in on like him drinking.
Yeah.
And then it led nowhere.
Exactly. So and they're going through like an IVF journey.
I know, which I don't think we've really seen much of on Housewives. Like embryo creation.
I don't think we've gotten to these details, and I might just be hyper aware of this because I feel like I've got friends who I know these details about. So I'm like, oh, I heard this from so and so.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love Candy Gal.
Love her. We're seeing her soon.
What's interesting is she's talking about Deep Space Deluxe in this on the show, but where I need it now.
I need to listen to the first Deep Space before we go see her.
You better fucking stop.
Well, I'm not being a hater. I paid money to go see her. I need to like get in with the material.
Yeah, get in, please. I beg of you. It's so good.
Of course I am. I'm not going to go sit at a concert with the songs that I don't know.
Okay. You only have like 2 weeks.
That's 2 good weeks of cramming.
Yeah. Well, it's just perfect for the Spotify end of year. Like you could rocket her to the top of your list.
Oh,
if
maybe
you become
I
a
should
fan.
listen on Apple Music.
No. Okay. So then it's just like the party.
Yeah. This party is on a block that I've been on. I went to church on this block once. Christmas 2018, maybe. It was like,
why?
Because my sister lives in Maryland.
Okay.
And her church from Georgia is like a church that has like satellite things. And we went to the one in DC. Okay.
Did you go to Spring Fling Taco Celebration of Life?
No. I don't know if this business was open at the time. I think the only thing we actually did go out to eat in the area. I just forget where.
Yeah. I would love to have a celebration of life while we're down there in DC.
We should try to swing by.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about Potomac you want to say?
Well, I mean, like we get into it with Mia at the thing.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, it's just I don't know that I have any like particular feeling.
No, I think most of the stuff is going to happen next
episode,
week as far as like what goes down at the party with Mia, and I think it's going to get exciting. We did see a Scala.
Oh, yeah. I want to like hit myself for not mentioning a Scala.
Well, I mentioned her, so you don't have to hit yourself.
But I fear this may be the last time we ever see her.
I don't think we'll ever see a Scala.
I wouldn't be surprised if we never saw a Scala again.
Makes you sick.
Like Janice Richards. Giselle's treatment of Wendy I found disgusting, actually.
Wendy they had a bad reunion.
Okay, but then like we're bouncing back.
Sure, but it's like that's not what Giselle does. It's like I don't need to be fake to you right now, but we can bounce back. You're not Karen.
You know what? I'm going to venture to say that like since things were so good with Giselle and everyone else, she felt like she could go harder on Wendy.
Yeah, she's a bully. That's what bullies do.
Yeah. And you love her.
Hey, I can't help love finds a way.
Well, no, what's interesting is that you do love Giselle, and I would say Wendy is like near top of your list as well.
I love Giselle. I love Wendy. I love Candace. I love Karen. I love Robin. I love Mia. I love Ashley. I love Charisse.
Katie.
I love Katie. I love the new girl, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
I love Escala.
Okay.
I love them all. I love Monique in a way.
Oh, yeah, okay. I love Binder, Monique.
Probably every woman who's appeared on Potomac, I love in some way.
Okay. Good. Okay. Can you say the same for Beverly Hills?
I love Sutton. I love Garcelle.
Okay. This reunion, I gotta say, and I think covering reunions on this podcast for 6 or 7 years,
84 years,
has changed my feelings about reunions a little bit. Because sometimes it's like there's not really anything to say about a reunion because we're just kind of
sometimes
rehashing. Sometimes,
but this is not the case.
This is not the time.
Yeah,
and I wanna open this reunion with like the imagery from the trailer. I like sat with it for a week now, and like the pink big letters of like the time and it reminds me of. I want everyone to go back, and I did go back to the Bang Bang music video.
Oh,
because we have like city shots, Bang Bang, their names.
I thought you were gonna say
bold
weirdly
fonts.
The Judas music video.
No,
because there's similar stuff there with like flashes of things.
Okay, I'll take a look at that
and city imagery. They are making a music video here on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, starring Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay, let me just say, Jamie, this was the chicest walk-on performance at a reunion.
Just like, it's just so funny that this is happening. We're full-fledged Jamie Lee Curtis right now in the culture because she's on this big press tour for Halloween, obviously. She had a big moment earlier this week when she spoke out against Kanye West's anti-Semitism.
Great.
Powerful moment.
Great New York Times article. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, she had a moment where she was talking about all the anti-trans shit that's happening now and talking about her daughter.
Yeah.
Like she's going viral for like all these really good things. And then she's appearing on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion.
But then also what's funny is she's got Halloween, but she's got a legitimate Oscar track with Everything Everywhere.
All at once.
Yeah.
And she was on The View this week, which
As
I predicted. Which they talked about both. And they almost got to talking about Beverly Hills at the end. But they like ran out of time. Alyssa Farrah Griffin was like starting to ask her about it. But like the music started playing.
The America's Next Top Model music.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just like everything's coming up Jamie Lee.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is coming up Jamie Lee. And we love to see it. And I liked seeing her in this context. People were complaining that was like an ad for Halloween. And I'm like, hey, capitalism, baby. Everything you're watching is an ad for something.
Yeah. Hello. I mean, you listen to an ad top of episode, baby. Okay. So I got to say, the found footage of Jamie Lee talking to the camera.
Oh, I love that.
I love that. I loved that she and Andy had never met.
Which was so surprising to me. But they would have met on Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah.
But get her on Watch What Happens Live.
Please.
Hello. I mean, it would have been iconic if she was on last night with Kyle.
I think it would. See, like, Kyle's the obvious, but I want her on with Dorit.
Oh, yes. That would be beautiful.
Because that would be really chic.
Mm-hmm. It would be chic.
I mean, I loved like the My Hand in Yours, like the chicest children's journey, the Dorit chic Winjon.
And they did the like she wrote capital CH, capital CH, capital CH.
Oh my God, I was dying.
And we're now in an era where celebrities appear on reunions, and it's not going to be all the time, but it also can be fun.
But I love that it's taking different shapes. Like we had Nikki host, we had Jamie join. But speaking of Jamie joining, the fact that it's like, we got to get her out of here. Top of show.
Right. But before we leave Jamie, we'll get her out of here. But then, after the fact, Jamie has then been doing interviews about seeing the reunion trailer and being like, calling Kyle and asking her why she was crying and not realizing that that reunions could be so traumatic.
All she knew was the fun.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay. Erica's nasty.
Yeah.
Which top of show when Andy says, "Can I ask you a dumb question?" And she responds, "When don't you?"
Right, but he took a second, but he actually thought that was funny.
No, I mean, it is funny, but like, I think this was a prelude to the nastiness to come.
Sure.
It's like, I should maybe save this for later in the show, but like, take a page from Jen Shah.
Like, well, yeah, we've been saying that forever.
But like, Jen Shah is just having the time of her life.
Right.
Like, give us a different color.
Yeah. There was an era when, like, probably in the spring, when Andy on his radio show kept on asking people, like, why do people hold Jen Shah and Erica up differently? People are so mad at Erica. People are, like, fine with Jen Shah. And it's like, you can see it in the way they act on their two shows.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot where the Erica being nasty rears its head, where there are legal reasons I can understand her response to certain things that relate to her, but she is nasty about everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I want to just like lay out there. Okay. We get to Andy bringing up the Jack stuff beginning, and then we get back to it once we have Diana on Zoom. And I mean, it was good that he kind of like made a statement on it, like from the perspective of the network.
Yeah, but that was good. But I just feel like the Jack stuff got so looped into everything else when it is happening because he's the son of the one Black cast member on the show.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And we were quick to loop everyone else into the conversation, which obviously there's horrible shit happening to everyone else. But I think we needed to like remain on the Jax thing as its own independent, awful thing for longer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it definitely fell into, the kids, our families, like, it's off limits, like, blah, blah, blah. And it also went into, which I agree with, it went into, like, we're putting a TV show on, like, you like the show, you like people, you don't like people, like, why are you attacking anyone? But, I mean, the Jack stuff is, like, especially terrible.
Yeah. It just didn't... It felt like a little too quick for me in that segment. We obviously got back to it later.
Got back to it, yeah.
But it just felt like too quick to wrap in a little bow and then...
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm glad we got back to it.
Yeah.
And we're not even done with it.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, so much of it has happened this season that the Dorit stuff and the home invasion feels like 10 years ago. But I'm glad we're like finishing it. And I'm glad we're doing a yawning throwback.
That was wild.
I mean, the fact that she actually like had the same reaction and like replicated it.
And she was like 2 years in a row, Andy.
Am I boring you?
Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't get more about the Sutton of it all in relation to Dorit.
Oh, you're right.
Because I was like, I could see Sutton when they started doing the Dorit packages. I could see her start to squirm, being like, it's going to be my time.
Do you think that maybe they just cut it out?
Maybe.
I mean, keep in mind.
There was a lot to get to.
I think it's easy to forget this. We're watching timestamps of them arriving at 6 a.m. And don't you forget the Bang Bang Ariana timestamp in the trailer that says 9:47 or something.
Yeah, and we get timestamps of them walking onto set at 10 a.m. So they get to set at 6 a.m. They're filming for 12 hours.
So stuff's going to hit the cutting room floor.
And I think with the Sutton stuff, I think how she originally approached that entire conversation was awful. But I do feel like it got wrapped up between the show itself and Watch What Happens Live appearances.
Sure.
Like, I do think she probably atoned for it. Is that me being a slutton?
I think you're being a slut for punishment, but I do think, even though this wasn't Sutton heavy, I think we're going to be getting to more Sutton heavy stuff, parts 2 and 3.
Right. Cause
I'm actually surprised this is not a 4-parter.
Yeah, I agreed.
But maybe they're also showing restraint. Because, like, I think there's usually a lot of filler for even a 3-parter. So, like, let's just put the meat on, like, let's just use the meat that's on the bones.
And Jamie Lee Curtis was part of the meat.
Jamie Lee was the meat. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So, the one thing about the Dorit stuff, when Kyle got into her robbery, and, like, Erica was, like, so riled up over Kyle sending them some money to get some of the stuff back.
Oh, yes.
Remember?
Yes. Because the people got out of prison and then reached out to Kyle.
They were in prison. The stuff was at
a mom's
the
place.
grandmother's place. So he was, like, telling her, give someone money and then go pick it up from here.
And I just think, like, what wasn't explained there was that Kyle's stuff was irreplaceable stuff.
It was like heirloom stuff.
And that's why she would pursue that, where a lot of the other things that were stolen were just like jewelry that you can replace or bags that you can replace.
I mean, Dorit's comment was like, well, I'm not going to go buy the same shit twice. Right. Like, it's not stuff I really care about.
Yeah.
Where the Kyle stuff is like stuff she cared. Like,
yeah,
remember,
stuff from
like,
Big Cass.
The ring with the hands.
Oh, was found in, like, Venice on a post from Diane Keaton.
Yes. Okay. This, like, I'm shocked by how much I have to say about this reunion, actually. How we then get into, like, the violation with the Crystal and Kyle stuff. Like, Crystal and Kyle, did I know things were not good?
I don't know, because I saw Crystal, like, happily posting photos with Kyle recently, and there seems to be, okay, two things can be true. Crystal isn't explaining everything, actually, aside from the violation thing, because I think that's totally different.
Sure.
Crystal's not explaining the whole Sutton thing in a way that makes sense to a lot of people. And it could be because her and Sutton have, like, had, like, an agreement where they don't want to go back down that road, really.
Yeah.
But everyone else kind of doesn't get that. So,
well, I mean, Erica and Ren are like, why do they get to be okay?
Right. But Crystal's also stepping into double speak or speaking wrongly, but she doesn't want to talk about how. If that makes sense. Like, even Garcelle's calling her out. Like, you said one thing and you're saying another thing now.
Yeah.
So that can be true. And it also can be true that, like, why is Kyle going after her so much in relation to other things?
Yeah.
Which I don't quite get.
Yeah, I don't get.
And it's like, I think Crystal's totally right. Why can't you take me at my word that I felt violated in that moment in that room?
It was interesting. Well, first of all, that we're even talking about this again is interesting.
Well, they spent so much time on it at the reunion.
Not you and me.
Sorry.
The reunion.
I'm so stupid.
But then that we had that question that never even had occurred to me of, like, is this related to the ED? And she said no, but, like,
right.
I wouldn't have even thought of that.
Well, yeah, no, it was, like, specifically, is it related to bulimia? Like, were you either binging or purging?
Yeah.
And it is related to the ED because it is about her body image. So she had to, like, parse that out for
yes,
everyone.
Yes.
But yeah, I just don't, the way everyone approaches Crystal is, and then, like, Kyle's like, oh, it's just like a millennial thing. And then Andy goes in about being a millennial.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
I actually, like, I don't think Crystal does great on this show, but I thought, like, she gave riveting television this episode.
Yeah. I just think she is really careful, and sometimes she'll let herself not be careful, and then she gets stuck in a narrative that she doesn't necessarily want to be a part of.
Sure, yeah.
If that makes sense.
The Michael Jackson stuff. That, like, she did not have a friend in the room. She didn't, not even the host.
It was like... Erica was like, well, he won that case.
He beat the case. He beat the case. It's like, yeah, sweetie, we know that. To you, it's all about beating the case. Ay. Okay. Yeah, so... We also have... Well, we have, like, the stuff about Dorit and Crystal as well. Which, like, I think we got to and resolved. Unlike Crystal and Kyle. Like, Crystal was upset about Dorit revealing stuff that's in private. And I think sometimes we, like, go more fourth wall breaky. And this time we did not. Where no one said, like, I might have told you this in a... Not one-on-one in a group situation, but I don't want it talked about on television.
Exactly, and Dorit apologized for that. And it's funny that the never before seen from Beverly Hills about Erica and Kyle was about the same exact effing thing.
Oh, well, we'll get... Oh yeah, that's this.
That's
okay.
this.
I'm sorry. I'm like thinking it's an episode. No. I only usually watch like the last 20 minutes of the never before seen. Like, I don't put it on like at 7 p.m.
Exactly. I missed it. I saw you tweeting about it. So then I went back and found the clip. Yeah.
Which, isn't this a plot point?
Yeah. It's so dumb. And it's like...
Why are we putting plot points in never before seen? Oh, let me just clarify in case you're not following what we're saying.
Yeah.
Erica revealed during the group scene of the finale that Kyle privately said to her that part of her is
reveling,
is relieved that everyone is seeing what she has to deal with when it comes to Kathy.
Yes. And
then in that group scene, Kyle's like, why are you like, I don't want you saying this.
I told you that privately. Which is the exact, like, I can't believe... It's just so interesting that that exact parallel thing happened in the never before seen and then the reunion with different people.
Like, that could have been an example of like, do I want something on this show?
It's the thing is, I think that's the risk you take when you're in a show like this. Like, you're friends with these people, but you're also coworkers, and these kind of coworkers are competitive.
I would say nothing, sweetie.
Yeah, and it's like, you can't reveal something like what you think is privately without expecting it to be out there.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, then Erica also with, like, this was so Crystal heavy. The Erica and Crystal stuff, which Erica's response after months of her looking like a piece of shit being like, well, I take laxatives, so like, that's my secret. Yeah. And you can't have the chicken tender. Her response is merely, well, I said it.
That's what's true for me.
It's like, no one's suing you about saying nasty shit about what Crystal's going through. So would it kill you to just apologize to her?
It's just so interesting how certain people retreat into their madness and their untruth and their angriness. Like, if they're called out for something. And I'm not like Sutton actually, like, in this episode was like, me and Crystal talked, I realized I was wrong about something, and we moved on. And then you have everyone else like just like retreating to their angriness, and like Crystal's all of a sudden like this like mean millennial who wants to cancel everyone. And it's like, oh my God.
But even if Erica doesn't like Crystal, you could be like, you know what? That was so fucked up. Like, I wouldn't want people who are watching this who have their own struggles with eating disorders to think that my behavior was okay or something.
Well, Erica only cares about one person. Yeah. Erica.
I only care about me.
And the cops.
And the cops. Okay. So, Diana. Wow. Looking fresh as a daisy.
So did they say she had COVID or she was just sick?
Sick.
Okay, but still, she was getting her makeup done by someone without a mask.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you have, like, you shouldn't be making people make you up. Either way.
You should be giving us full Brandy Redmond, bad lighting.
Exactly.
Camera facing the wrong way.
Exactly. Sitting in a weird hotel chair.
A half up, half down.
Yeah. Wow.
And Sanella, she didn't know what she was in for.
She just doesn't know, but like, it's so weird. It's not weird. It's expected. It's like the other women give her the benefit of the doubt on everything.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Kyle, like defending her against Garcelle. And I'm glad Garcelle was like
Shut
put
up.
it in perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want me to worry about while my son is going through this? Oh, he should delete this post because Diana might be angry and like pencil her out and repost it.
And it's like, she made the point, like, I'm expected to worry about every single one of y'all when none of you are actually worried about like what my son is going through. It's so fucking typical.
Whew. I mean, Garcelle, the performance of a lifetime in this reunion.
Yeah, but the thing is, she shouldn't have to fucking do it like this. It's like,
No, of course not. But like the way she was responding to Diana.
Yeah.
When Diana's like, when Andy's like, oh, like, are you like, you're obsessed with Garcelle. And it's because she's so gorgeous. And she's like, no.
No.
No, that's not what I feel.
I mean, I hope we never see Diana again. And I'm not usually calling for someone to be off these shows, but it's like,
I mean, I think Diana knew going into this, like, why she didn't show up was because she knew she was done. So like, why am I going to subject myself to this?
why am I going to leave my birthday in Hawaii and fly back for this?
Yeah.
Even though we're not supposed to be in Hawaii, I don't think.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we're not done with her. Oh, but oh my God. Of her being like, you don't understand. In my country, a death threat means I'm going to die. And like people have died. And it's like, you can't just like bring us there when we're talking about Instagram, like insanity comments and stuff. That's focused on Garcelle's son.
Well, yeah, victimizing yourself in this thing and threatening to sue the woman whose 14-year-old son is being threatened, like, with all these bots. It's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not good.
Yeah.
And then just, like, the whole thing with, like, after she went after that, like, black creator on Instagram.
I almost forgot about that.
And just, like, that wildness.
I feel like I knew about that, but I wasn't following it as closely. And Crystal's version made it seem like Diana literally did not understand what a black content creator meant.
Right. And I guess, like, the excuse was apparently, like, Diana thought black was equivalent of, like, dark.
Like black comedy.
Like dark comedy, black comedy.
Yeah. Just such an idiot.
Yeah.
I hope we never see you again. Shall we go to Salt Lake City?
Wow.
Another
marathon.
I mean, this is what trauma looks like.
The first scene, like us going back to that dinner.
It's actually like fucked up that they're airing these back to back. I can't do 2 Housewives series back to back anymore.
Especially ones as loaded as these. It's like there's so much going on in both episodes.
We've only ever really done this with Salt Lake, and when the first season of Potomac, I think, was like after Atlanta. And like was Dallas after things?
Well, we just did this with Dubai.
Oh yeah, but like no one was watching Dubai.
So we're at this dinner and it's just like Meredith versus Lisa. And the thing about this feud is I just think, and I'm with Heather here at the beginning.
Okay.
I think we need to give Lisa a little bit of like a little bit of a, what's the word, grace. She said what she said. It was horrible but iconic. I'm sorry. Like, are we jealous that she made iconic television?
Yeah, I mean, you're like running around in like New York. I love New York hats and drinking from New York cups. Like
posting on Instagram. I love half of New York.
Yeah.
So I do think that Meredith should be smart enough, and hopefully she gets to this point that like you also can't put yourself in one place, especially in a cast this small. You need to move along to move the plot along.
The problem is like judging from confessionals and judging from present day social media and Watch What Happens Live with like Lisa and Whitney. I feel like we're in like the same place we're at right now.
You know, this is why we fucking need to have everyone sit down and be educated by Karen and Giselle on how to fucking pivot, move on, and like be housewives in a good way.
If anything, like the Jen Shah Meredith stuff made more sense the first 2 seasons, because it's like, at least it's like, you're coming after my son. Like, can you not? But like, who cares? You fucked up in New York. Like,
yeah. And you literally are just retaliating, like saying the same thing. It's like
Seth has changed his jobs. You can't keep a home. You can't buy a home. Like, who cares? It doesn't really matter.
Watching Heather in this dinner scene, just like react to everything was fun.
At the head of the table.
And that's why it was fun because eyes were just on her.
Yeah.
And she was like doing a lot of work with like wine. I don't know if you noticed. It was
a lot
like
of wine work.
They all like had red wine, and then Heather started to like run out of the red wine, so started pouring Jen's red wine into her cup. And then like the next scene, like the next moment, she had a fucking goblet of rosé.
Good. A goblet of fire. Wow. Okay. So a producer asks, did you make up what you said in the rant in a confessional to Lisa? And she said, no, it's the truth.
Good. And like in the next breath on the actual scene, like she says the complete opposite.
Yeah. And then I love us revisiting, like, was this because you think I made fun of your renovation? And oh my God. And then watching Lisa's gears turn in her brain after the like, I'm not going to slit my wrist thing. When she got caught in that.
And she was like, what? Like she had to have it explained from Jen. It's bad.
Jenny. Oh, yeah. And okay, Jen and Meredith, the two with glam squads. And you would think the one that has like millions of dollars to pay to their lawyer.
No, she needs the squad.
She needs granted, a smaller Shaw squad, but still a squad nonetheless.
She needs a squad. She also needs like a prop budget. She has this like fucking air horn or whatever, megaphone.
You know what? I was loving it. I hope Bravo was paying for the horn.
Right.
You know? But she was using it well.
She's learned to like deal with the props better than she did season 1.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, listen, I do feel the need to reiterate she pled guilty and is a bad person, but there's many.
But Dan loves her.
But no, I don't love her, but like she's somehow coming across better than people in similar situations.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan loves her.
Stop saying that. I don't love her.
What else? So the next morning we go on this fucking trolley.
I mean, the way we bounce back.
This trolley, though,
Oh, you didn't like it?
It's like, what are we doing? Just like pouring cans of beer on each other.
So I had one can of pumpkin beer during the Beverly Hills reunion.
Okay, I had water.
I feel like I was in like the right headspace for like the trolley.
But it's like, I get it, like, just to pour, like, wasting. Like, what would Al Gore say?
Oh, yeah. I know. As the creator of the internet, what would he say?
And then I was surprised Meredith started doing it.
But then I love the acknowledgement from Whitney as like, are they like angrily throwing at each other? Yeah. Okay. So then we are horse girls.
We're horse girls.
And
the Dior horse girls.
Dior, the 2008
Gaucho
collection.
Boots. That was funny when Meredith called that out to drag her.
I mean, I love the cinematography. I love the overhead shots, really capturing the art of it all.
It's beautiful. I love them not deciding to not clap during the show and waiting just to the end.
Yeah. Jumping into outfits of our own to have some fights with in the middle of the square.
Yeah, Heather strategically bringing Lisa outside to change together in the middle of like the open air.
Yeah.
Just so she can inform her about like what's going on. And then we're talking, Whitney's trying to crawl out of her own problem mess that she made because she's realized that she'd rather be with Lisa than everyone else. And so she's trying to throw Meredith under the bus.
So what I'm not understanding, like comparing present day to episode day, is like Whitney looks like the worst if I'm Lisa Barlow right now.
Yeah.
And like they are the best of friends. So has Lisa seen this episode? Yeah.
I think she's ignoring certain scenes in order to like keep
Have
with
a friend.
people.
Okay, so then that's the other thing is that there's such a delicate balance and juggling going on with this cast of 5 of like not wanting to be by yourself.
There's that, and there's also the delicate juggling of 2 people said something about Lisa.
Yeah.
Who said what and which is worse? And let me pretend, if I'm Whitney, that Meredith actually said the worst thing that was more specific.
When I said it.
The thing about the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Whitney named names.
Sure.
And then she's pinning that on Meredith in like a fit of delusion. And I love Whitney.
I mean, the grilling of the meats in the lingerie was iconography, I would say.
Yeah. And Lisa Barlow's interpretation of lingerie.
with the garbage or gala. It's like Drag Race where like one of the queens thinks it's a different theme.
Yeah. Like what Evie Oddly wore to the Vanna White ball.
Oh my God, yes. Perfect. Yeah. I mean, I think the big takeaway from this episode is Lisa Barlow is an empath.
She's an empath. Like our friend's dog named Barkley. Lisa Barlow.
Barkley. It's like if you got a bar in your name.
And then the other big takeaway is that this is the beginning of the end for Bad Weather.
Ooh.
Because at the very end of the episode, they start to get into it.
Yeah. And what I don't understand is we're ending the episode kind of running away from each other, but we haven't seen the throw.
The throw, yeah. Those are the 2 who like devolve most into like the drunken debauchery of it all. So their arguments sometimes become...
Oh, really? You think Heather too? I feel like Heather I've never really seen too lit.
She was quietly getting lit.
Okay.
But like their fight made no sense.
Okay. Yeah. It's like Potomac and Salt Lake. Salt Lake is giving me like I'm like overstimulated. Like I don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah, I think Salt Lake is like a child of late Roni in some ways.
Ooh, I didn't think of that.
Just because they seem to be imbibing a lot more.
Sure.
And their fights are always drunk.
Nonsensical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's something for you to walk away with this podcast with. Yeah.
A child of late Roni.
Child of late Roni. Okay. Let's wrap this up. We have a Freak of the Week and the One True Queen. Our Freak of the Week this week is the rumors of a Dallas reboot being announced at BravoCon.
Once again, we are shooting down misinformation.
Fake news. Okay. So earlier this week, I guess Stephanie Holman was asked about like the fact that she and Deandra might be at BravoCon and like, is there going to be an announcement of a reboot? Deadline reported Steph Holman of Dallas is shutting down rumors that she's part of a reboot of the Bravo series franchise. A reality television personality shared on Instagram that she is not involved in a possible comeback of the Dallas-based show. She said, I do not know where the rumor started with this or if it's true at all. I only know my truth. I am super appreciative of my time on the show and to everyone at Bravo. But I've personally not talked to them about a reboot and promise that if things changed, then you will know because it's hard to hide film crews in Dallas. And Bravo responded to Deadline's request for comment, denying rumors of a Dallas reboot.
I mean, it would have been interesting. I wouldn't have wanted Stephanie on. I would have wanted Deandra.
And Tiffany.
And Tiffany. Deandra and Mama D are apparently going to BravoCon, though. As fans.
Love it. Yeah. It would be also psychotic for Bravo to announce another city's reboot when we still seemingly have not figured out the Roni situation.
I know. I mean, like, hopefully there's news at BravoCon about Roni.
I mean, I feel like the rumblings were suggesting not, but who knows?
Who knows about the rumblings? Did we have rumblings that Salt Lake City was coming when it was announced?
I mean, we had rumblings that something was going to be announced. We just didn't know what city it was, right? I think so.
Maybe. Well, I'll be reporting live, and Dan will be in
the news center.
Yeah, in a truck somewhere.
Okay, our one true queen, our scream queen, Kyle Richards.
What? Oh, I remember why we made her the queen. I was like, we just talked so much shit about her about the reunion, but a photo shoot, the photo shoot is the queen.
Lensed by
Mike Ruiz, who you know from the A-List New York, the short-lived reality show about gay people in like 2010, 2011, and then also early seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race. He was often the photographer.
Was he also part of Top Model too, or am I dreaming that?
He might have been part of Top Model.
Might have been.
Feels like everyone was part of Top Model.
Sure. But I mean, I have not heard Mike Ruiz in a minute because he's not popped up on Drag Race in forever.
Yeah, but there's a photo of Kyle clutching a
boxer,
a naked boxer.
A naked boxer. I mean, there's many photos of Kyle, and like I would say, maybe the best photos ever taken of her.
Yeah.
We're doing half up, half down. She's giving Ariane. She's giving Ariane Ka.
It kind of feels like, you know how it kind of feels like Sonia Morgan for Telfar.
Oh my God. This is the most iconic Housewives photo shoot since Sonia for Telfar.
Is it Telfar or Teflar?
I think that's like, you're thinking like Teflon.
She's Teflon.
No, she is Teflon. She's the OG that you're not getting rid of, sweetie. I mean, go to Kyle's page, go to Mike Ruiz's page, go on the internet. You're going to see those pics.
You should also go to comethroughqueen.com to follow us.
Oh my God. We have a Patreon pre-show. We're talking Megan trailer. We're talking.
I thought you were about to say Meghan Trainor.
We should be talking about Meghan Trainor. We're going into spoilers about Don't Worry, Darling, Bros, and Hocus Pocus 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you got links to everything at comethroughqueen.com. Social, private Facebook group. And just like, comment, subscribe, heart, share, retweet.
Love us, please retweet.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
I wanna see ya come through, Queen.